Well, welcome to Working Football Club, Harvey White. I think we can tell from your top, Harvey, that you play where?
In goal, yeah, I'm a goalkeeper.
You're a goalkeeper. And you're very, very much a local lad. Is that correct?
Yeah, just round the corner from Guildford.
Right. And you come to us initially, last season you were where?
I was at Watford last season,
Right.
Watford FC, with their 23s.
Okay. But we'll come back to there and catch up in time. So you're from Guildford, you lived there all your life, you're living there now. So where did you very first play football?
So I started off at my local club, just playing with all my friends at a club called Watford Rangers,
Right.
which was just around the corner from where I live.
Yeah, and you played for them for a few years, didn't you?
Yeah, good few years. Had some great times there, We won a few things, but we never ended up winning a cup, which was quite sad, but it was good.
And were you always a goalkeeper, or did you start off trying to play on the pitch?
I did start off trying to play on the pitch, but I started off quite small, and then I suddenly grew and grew and grew.
Ah.
And that's when I started up front, then in midfield, then in defence, and then I ended up in goal by accident, but it actually turned out being all right. So I just sort of stuck with it.
Right. I'm just conscious of me saying, did you try and play on the pitch? Sounds rude and disrespectful. I didn't mean it to be, but I say that because there is a page about you on the Wolverhampton Rangers website, and it says that you were not naturally talented on the pitch, and that's how you ended up going in goal.
I think that's subject to opinion, I must say.
I'm only quoting what it says there, but I think it was meant as a compliment because it's about how you found the right place in the end and have excelled since then, clearly. So you had a few years as the goalkeeper at Wolverhampton Rangers, and where did you go next?
I went to QPR.
Right. At what age?
12. I must say 12. I think I was 12 when I first went to QPR.
Right.
And
when you say you went to QPR, what did that involve exactly?
So I first went as a trialist. I went on trial for about 4 or 5 weeks, and then I got offered a contract there, and then I progressed through the age groups up until under 16s, and then I got offered my scholarship. So I was there for another 2 years at QPR. So I went all the way through from 12 to 18.
Right. So when you got the scholarship, how many goalkeepers would there be that you were in contention with of your age?
Just one other, so there were 2 of us
in literally the same year group.
Yeah.
Right. So that would apply to the under 17s and under 18s.
Yeah, it would.
Okay. So in terms of getting towards first team under 23s, quite a lot of competition then.
Yeah, there was a lot of competition. I mean, luckily, I was thought quite highly of, so I do quite a bit of training with the first team at QPR, which was good, because obviously the goalkeeper there at the time was Joe Lumley, and he was quite young, so it was good to learn off him, and he was quite down to earth.
Right. Who was the goalkeeping coach?
The first team goalkeeping coach?
Yeah.
Gavin Ward.
Right. Okay. But then your time at QPR came to an end, so you went to Watford last season.
Yeah.
That must have been a bit weird because you're coming in as an older player with a load of lads that have come all the way through from age 12 or 8 or whatever it was. And then, of course, there's the virus as well. So how do you look back on that season?
I look back on that season as a good time to learn. A lot went on, and obviously Corona happened, and you suddenly jump into a new team. So there was a lot of change in a year, but I think it was a needed change. It was a good change. Then it helped me mature, and it helped me learn a lot more about football as well.
Right, and at that sort of level, how many games would you play in a season, generally?
There were usually games, maybe once or twice a week. It would vary. Sometimes we'd have 2 games a week, sometimes it would just be 1, or sometimes we wouldn't have a game for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So it was a bit chop and change all the time.
Right, but over the season you would get a fair amount of game time.
Yeah.
Right. And was that all under 23 stuff?
I did go on loan.
Okay.
So and I went to Stratford Town for a Step 3. Played quite a few games there just to play some more men's football.
Yeah.
But the rest of it was 23s.
Right. How did you find the difference between 23s and Step 3 men's football?
It's a big difference.
Yeah.
You know, there's the men, they're playing to win. They want to win games, whereas 23s, it's a bit more about development.
Yeah.
So I think playing that men's football has obviously helped me come into an environment like Woking, where I've experienced it, and now it's not like I'm sort of jumping in the deep end.
Yeah.
I've been introduced to it before, so it's almost second nature.
Right. How old are you now?
I'm 19.
19. And how tall are you, if you don't mind me asking?
6'3".
Right.
And a
'Cause
bit.
That's what people want to hear about their goalkeeper, that they're 6'3"
Yeah.
or more. So you fit the bill. Has Douse said anything to you about how he sees your role here, or perhaps more importantly, how do you see your role?
Well, I've had a chat with Douse here and there. Obviously, initially, I'll come in as an understudy because obviously Rossi will play.
Yeah.
But we spoke to Douse. I spoke to Douse, and he said, "Look, if you can, knock Rossi, take Rossi's place, and do it." He said, "I said to him, I don't want to come here and not play any games. I said
No.
I want to come here and play. So I'm going to push Rossi as much as I can, and obviously he'll push me." And then at the end of the day, it's up to Douse who he thinks is going to play. And so all I can do is do the most I can to play and try and get as many games as I can.
Absolutely. And that's it. I know that's exactly what he wants. He wants you to push Rossi, because you're probably aware already Rossi won all the Player of the Season trophies last year. So you might be thinking, is there any point? But there's always a point.
Yeah,
always. And Rossi, we know fairly well now. He will be the first to say that he welcomes competition because it's good for him as well as good for the other players involved. So wish you all the best with that. Lastly, I hope you won't mind me saying this, I've got to say, I notice you wear glasses. Do you wear contact lenses to play?
No, I don't. They're only for looking at screens or stuff like that.
Okay.
I don't really use them for reading, so I can see the ball the other end of the pitch, which is.
Well, I thought it might be worthwhile clearing that up.
Yeah, just so no one thinks I'm looking like this at the other end of the pitch, trying to find the ball or calling the wrong player's name.
Right, great. Well, it's lovely to meet you, and it's great to have another local lad involved in the club. Wish you all the best for the season.
Thank you very much.